I'd also seen notable failures. It dropped its initiatives to evaluate teachers based in large part on the standardized test scores of their students, and on funding smaller high schools after studies found that neither idea worked well. Suddenly, school districts were making all students pass the full slate of courses required to attend four-year colleges, with the grades required to attend, even when that had nothing to do with the students' plans, interests, or talents. No surprise, in the Los Angeles schools, far more students were heading toward not being able to get their diplomas until the school district dropped its grade requirements from C to D. This was not an educational improvement. Much of this movement came from good intentions. Students of color and poverty had for too long been herded nearly automatically into vocational tracks, their ambitions curtailed before they could even get started. That needed fixing. But the solution that politicians and policymakers came up with was a sledgehammer. Schools were judged on how many kids they sent to college. Some were publicly posting students' plans for after high school. The hint was there. Some were successes, and some weren't. That's probably why, at Sheboygan South High School in Wisconsin, a hefty number of high school seniors were marking on a form that they were heading to college even when that wasn't actually their plan. College has always held prestige in our society, but it was getting out of control. Not headed for a bachelor's degree? Then you were seen as second-rate, lacking in brain power, and doomed to a mediocre life at best. Meanwhile, college grads with indeterminate skills and lack of clarity about their futures were shunted into jobs that had been performed perfectly well by high school grads. That, in turn, led employers to start demanding college degrees for jobs that had never required them before, a phenomenon known as degree inflation. Meanwhile, the tremendous potential of people whose natural talents lay outside the classroom was going to waste. Surely I wasn't the only person who thought the whole system was messed up. Then I heard about how things are done in Switzerland, where people with different talents and goals are given a fitting and respectful education that gets them started on the life they want, not the life some politician or education reformer has decided they should want. There are people trying to do something similar here. You'll read about all this in the book. Americans are in revolt right now, ready to say that not everybody wants or needs to attend a four-year college. But they're missing something. Information about what else they might do, how they might get started on a good life. School counselors have a limited bag of options to offer them. And that's where this book comes in. Though I am specifically reaching out to high school students and their families, this book also will help college students who wonder, what's next? Too many wander through their college years looking for the inspiration that will guide them to the right major and their future careers. That's how they end up underemployed, unfulfilled, and, for too many, mired in debt. The paths in this book, and the specific information on how to get started on them, will work for the college-educated as well. It would be even better if this book helped revolutionize the school counseling profession so that students are exposed to far more helpful information about the possibilities for their futures. And finally, it's my hope that all Americans, when they see something inappropriate going on, will stand up and shout about it. A note on how to read this book. It surprised even me, during the research and interviewing for this book, how many people fit into multiple categories covered in this book. Many creative people have their own businesses and thus are entrepreneurs. But then, so are former military personnel. Those same people often work their way up from the bottom, the topic of another chapter. And many apprentices are working for companies that have shown openness to hiring people without a four-year degree, though those are two separate chapters. Those who look to work overseas often choose outdoor work, and some of those people are doing volunteer work. People don't fit neatly into single categories for the most part, which is a great thing. In other words,